Welcome to WHHI Daily News. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. Let's begin with today's news headlines. A male 8th grader at Whale Branch Middle School was threatening violence at the end of the day a couple of weeks ago and then showed students a picture of a gun on his phone, threatening another student. Then, after his mother gave permission for the school to search her son's locker, he allegedly punched her in the face and tore up their home. A search of the home found 3 12-gauge shotgun shells in the boy's dresser. He's been petitioned to family court. Planning is already running full speed toward the annual community Thanksgiving dinner at Hudson's on Hilton Head Island. St. Andrew by the Sea United Methodist Church is rounding up 400 volunteers to serve the more than 1,500 people who line up to eat. Last year's turnout was a little light because of COVID, but the dinner went off anyway and will again this Thanksgiving. The dinner is free, although donations are accepted to benefit Deep Well, Bluffton Self-Help, and Second Helpings. And you can find out more at communitythanksgiving.com. Those of you who have retired here in the Lowcountry might like hearing this. A market research firm called Top Data says South Carolina is the 6th best state in which to retire. The research factored in 38 different metrics. South Carolina scored high in variety of housing options and the quality of its public hospitals. Curiously, Connecticut, Florida, and Pennsylvania were 1, 2, and 3. Who does the "we're sorry for any inconvenience we might have caused" explanation better than your cable and internet provider? Comcast Xfinity is giving that line to the town of Port Royal after digging up part of Paris Avenue to bury cable over the weekend. They have a state permit to work on Reball Road, but not a town permit for Paris Avenue, and did also dig up some water and irrigation lines. Now, after the apology, the company is now securing the proper permits. Even with student debt relief headed the way of thousands of borrowers in the state, South Carolina ranks 9th in the country in per capita student loan debt, and we have the 4th most students with loan debt per capita. Now, the folks at Wallet Hub also say there's a less publicized opportunity for those who were still paying during the pandemic. Refunds of some of those funds could be expected, but you have to ask your loan servicer for that relief. And finally, 2 new companies based in California are opening up distribution centers in Beaufort's Commerce Park next month, which could create more than 80 new jobs. The city of Beaufort built a 64,000 square foot building in the park on spec, and it's being filled by Norman USA, which manufactures and distributes window treatments worldwide, and Critical Role, a video game company, as the city tries to diversify its predominantly military and hospitality industries. For more information on these stories and many more, please check out the media sources listed on the screen, and remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at WHHI-TV.com. And if you have a news tip or a story idea or a cool weather photo, just email it to us at news@WHHI-TV.com. And now let's turn it over to Justin Jarrett with an update on sports. Justin?
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LocoSports.com. And it's time for what's becoming our weekly check-in on former Bluffton Bobcats quarterback Lee Kirkland up at the University of Pikeville in Kentucky, where after picking up Mid-South Conference Offensive Player of the Week honors for the 2nd straight week on Monday, Kirkland went a step farther this week when he was also named the NAIA National Offensive Player of the Week after passing for 579 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 47-37 win over Cumberland, Tennessee. The 579 passing yards are a career high for Kirkland, obvi, and the 2nd most in the game in UPike history. And with an average of 484.5 passing yards per game, Kirkland leads the nation by a whopping 119.2 yards over the next guy. And with another full season of eligibility after this one, he's far from done. The Loco High School volleyball season is heating up, and the boys are getting in on the action this year. Beaufort County Schools launched boys volleyball this fall, and the dudes were on display in a girls-boys doubleheader last week at Hilton Head High, where the Seahawks and the rival Bluffton Bobcats entertained a packed house in the Nest and claimed 2 hard-fought wins in the Bridge Bowl clash. Check out LocoSports.com for West Kerr's recap of the action, and if you get a chance, go support the stellar volleyball players and teams around the Loco. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, Go Loco.
Thank you, Justin. Maria, it is still hot. When are we going to have a cool down? Will you give us a weather update?
Thanks, Robyn. All right, so taking a look ahead, it looks like we're going to have some great weather the rest of this week. Wednesday, it's going to be sunny with Hilton having a high of 87, a low of 72. Bluffton's going to have a high of 90 and a low of 70. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 91 and a low of 70. The sunrise for Wednesday is going to be at 7:10 and sunset's going to be at 7:22. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 12:56 p.m. and high tide's going to be at 5:47 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, Thursday it's going to be sunny with highs in the 90s and lows in the 70s. Friday it's going to be sunny with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. And then come Saturday it's going to be sunny with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Coming up after the break, we'll meet the new executive director of Memory Matters. Stay tuned.